Hey brother, if you are a high achieving go-getter, the truth is you're probably working too much. And you might be thinking like, well, yeah, I'm working a lot, but that's what's required, right? If you want to make a name for yourself, if you want to get success, you have to put in the hours. Well, sometimes, but at what cost? And I'll give you some tools and strategies here, like to help you work this out, right? So you can have the balance between work and life, right? Some of you are really good and really dead set on making a living, but you're kind of sucking in making a life. And I want to convince you that you can do both. But here's something I want you to think about first. There was this nurse who was taking care of terminally ill patients for 12 years. And she was just listening and taking notice and taking notes of the things they would talk about and things they would say. And ultimately, she put together the top 5 regrets of the dying. And the one that's significant here is she said not a single instance in those 12 years of all the men she took away, or she took care of, not a single instance, right? This is fascinating. She said, meaning not a single instance of an exception. She said every single man that she cared for, when they were dying on their deathbed, they all wished they had worked less and lived more. Let that sink in, fellas. Oh man, are you working too much? Now, in the moment, right, in the heat of the moment and growth, and you're trying to maybe climb the corporate ladder, or you're hustling as an entrepreneur, and you're working, you're trying to build a business or a second business or a third business, you're trying to get financial independence, you're trying to build a reputation, like you're going after it, right, and you're driven, you're a high achiever. I get it. Like I totally get it. But end of life perspective gives us a clarity that we usually don't have when we're in the grind, when we're climbing and struggling and fighting for it. But man, we've got to stop and pay attention to that and say, wait a minute, if I get to the end of my life and I look back, am I going to regret working too much? And the fact that she didn't have a single exception where every man that she worked with wished he had worked less is really indicative. Why? Why is that? Well, it begs the question, like, what are you working for? How do you define success? What does it mean to you? Let that sink in. Answer those questions in writing. Like, bust out your journal. Open up a document and just start writing, like, what is success? And then what is all your success for? And don't let yourself off the hook with, like, simple little answers of, like, oh, I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my kids, for their future. Man, what your kids need is you. What your wife needs is you. Right? Yes, they need some financial success. Yes, they want some financial security. Yeah, it's great to build a business and build a reputation. Right? I work with clients that are very successful and very wealthy. But we are always looking at a holistic approach, meaning the whole you, the whole package. If you were to stop and put your life in a pie chart, right? It's a circle chart, and you divide it up by, just cut out maybe 6 to 8 hours a day right there, gone to sleep. So it gives you about 16 hours to 18 hours a day that you're awake. How much of that do you spend working or thinking about work? For a lot of you, that's 12, 14, 16 hours a day. That is not a life, man. And you might be saying to yourself, well, man, Greg, you just don't get it. You don't get it. That's what it takes. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to be the best in the world. It just takes that, so forget you. But I'm begging you, man, to reconsider. Think about what it is you really, truly want. What does true, holistic success look like for you? Are you going to be okay getting to the end of your life and realize that you spent most of your waking hours working or thinking about work? Now, work is not a bad thing, but it's not the only thing. And you know that here but are you living that in practice? Take it this way: if your life were a silent film, and you weren't able to talk about why you do what you do, just people were able to watch, what would they see? What would they see about how you're spending your time? The most precious thing you have. Whoa! Man, I love that question, and I love that idea. And we have to consider this, because for those of you who are high achieving, and I get it, I understand, I'm like that. I mean, we're driven, and my clients are like that. We want to go, we want to achieve, we want to make things happen and get things done. We want to make changes in our industry and in the world. But at what cost? What's it really costing you, and to what end? And will it be worth it in 10 years or 20 years or at the end of your life? And why are you putting in the 10-hour and 12-hour days? Just so you can keep doing that when you're older? I know a lot of guys who they get into that grind of 10, 12-hour days, and guess what they do when they're 50 and when they're 60 and when they're 70? They just keep doing it. Now, like I never plan on retiring. I love what I do. So I'm just going to keep working because I love the work I do. But I guarantee you, I don't do it now, and I'm not going to do it then. I'm not just going to work. There's way too much life to be lived, especially, brother, while your kids are at home. They need you more than ever. Your wife needs you. I know you say that they're your priority, but I want you to show it. Prove to them that they're your priority. So, well, how do you do this, right? Is it possible? Absolutely, it's possible, right? I work with people, and I know of people, read about people who, when they get serious about it, making rest and recovery a responsibility, and making time away from work where you're not. I know what you're thinking. You're like, yeah, I take plenty of time off. Man, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about work. And when you're down, you're like, yeah, it's great, family time. You're on your phone, like shooting out some emails, checking a couple things, looking at stats, or looking at the stock market. Like, you're watching all this stuff, looking at your bank account. No, man, off. Like, off. You have to have rest and recovery where, like, even to a point where you don't allow yourself to think about work. You have to get into other things. There's a principle I teach my clients called being fully engaged or strategically disengaged. And we have to learn how to do that, how to shift, right? We have to figure this out. So here's what I want you to do. I'm challenging you here. Find a way or create a way to work less without compromising this success you're chasing. Now, your first thought might be, man, not possible. Not going to happen. You might even think, in my industry, I can't do that, right? What's really awesome is I get to work with people who work in industries that's the common thinking. Like, no, there's no time off. Like, if you're, seeing clients or patients, you have to be with your patients. You have to be in the office, right? But there's ways around this. Creative people are creating ways to do that, where you can have more time off without sacrificing the financial success you're after. So, no, like, legit, I invite you, but for those of you who are up for it, I challenge you. Find or create a way to work less. So if you're working 12-hour days, cut them back to 10. Just do it. Just cut it off and still chase success, right? Still chase that, but now have more time to live, to be with your family, to serve, to make a difference, to pick up hobbies, to get in the best shape of your life, to do things that light you up, and then go from 10 to 8. And then here's the big challenge. Cut it back to where you're only working 3 or 4 days a week, right? There are plenty of people who are working 3 to 4 days a week and making millions of dollars a year. And if they can do it, so can you. Right? You with me? So think about it. Don't just discount this, brother. Don't just toss it aside and say, no, what you're talking about is crazy talk. It can't happen. It can totally happen. And you say, no, I've thought about it, I've tried. No, like, dig in deep. Look for people who've legitimately done this. Look for ways that you can scale. Look for little pivots you can make in your industry that would allow you to capitalize on your time, that you get more bang for your buck, right? And more, well, and then investing too, right? Investing, literally bang for your buck and putting your money to work for you, but also getting more leverage and more impact, more service, more value in the marketplace for your time. What can you do? And again, ask questions in the comments here. This is the kind of stuff I cover in my Be the Man Masterclass, and getting into, like, in the coaching I do is like, how do we leverage you? How do we leverage your skills, your ability, your knowledge, your talents, your time, so you really live? But man, ultimately, this is just heart to heart, me to you. Don't work so much. Now, some of you are watching this and you don't work enough. And so I got to bust your chops. If you're watching this and you're like, yeah, man, I don't know, and you don't work enough and you're not succeeding and you're dropping the ball and there's all kinds of things slipping through the cracks in your business and your life, I'm not talking to you. But if you're watching this and you're one of those guys that just works all the stinking time and your family goes on vacation without you because you're working, and all your friends have cool hobbies and they're constantly inviting you to go hiking or mountain biking or camping or doing cool stuff, and you can't because you're always working, I'm talking to you, man. Figure out how to work less and live more. You can thank me later. Right? And man, that's what it's all for. It's about living. It's all about living, my friend. And when I realized that, like, I'm still chasing success. I'm still gonna hit big goals. But maybe the goals won't be as big or won't come as quickly because I'm living my life. I'm spending tons of time with my 7 children and with my sweetheart. And we're still madly in love, and we're chasing our dream as a couple and as a family. Like, do you have a dream that you're chasing as a couple? Do you have a dream you're chasing as a family? Do you have big goals? You guys ever put together a vision board for your family? I actually created a whole course for that, how to create a vision board as a family. But if all your goals and all your pursuits, can you hear my little one screaming out there, playing with the dog? If all your goals and all your pursuits are always financial, if I say, hey, what goals do you want? What do you want to go after? What do you want to chase? How are you going to level up? And it's always business, 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 business. Then you've become a really one-sided guy. And it's time to pull that back and bring over some balance and figure out the tools and the training and the strategies to really win. Not only at work, but at home. Not just professionally, but personally as well. Whoo, this stuff matters so much. And I mean, again, these are the tools and the training, the strategies that I share in my masterclasses and in my podcasts. So go subscribe to the Extraordinary Family Life podcast. Subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to share more tools and strategies about living a genuinely extraordinary family life. So take up my challenge, man. Follow my invitation. Find a way or make one so that you can work less and live more. Reach upward.